I start, this is my Indiegogo campaign sign up page for the comic that I'm working on, Eugene Alien Warrior. 52 pages of color comic book science fiction adventure. So the link is in the description. So please go there and sign up for future updates. It will be done soon, I hope. Only thing left is the coloring of the last 24 pages. So go there and sign up. Thank you. Hi, this is Chris from Myth of Genesis Studios. Welcome back to the channel. And I just wanted to go over the comics that I picked up from last week. I did something that I don't normally do, and that's I picked up 5 different books and spent about $32, which is something I haven't done in a very long time. But there was a couple of things that I was excited about getting and reading, and a couple other books that I just picked up because I like the covers and that they looked interesting. So I'll go over those as well. My number one pick for the week is Predator vs. Wolverine. And this is the cover that I got of the 5 that I saw that were available. The other covers I really wasn't that interested or enamored with, so I just went with this one. And this had a good story, I thought. The art was very good. I think the artist's name, let's see here, Ken Lashley. They did a good job. But it has a good story starting from when Wolverine was, I guess, teenager in Canada in his first encounter with the Predator. And then the Predator is eventually coming back years later to finish the hunt and bringing reinforcements. I know that Wolverine has a healing factor, but a couple of the panels where he's just stabbed through the gut by the Predator, and seems like a bit much to recover from, but I guess if given enough time he can recover from that. And I didn't think that Predators just attacked unarmed civilians either for prizes based on the movies, just if you had a weapon or if you were a warrior or something like that, that they would hunt you down outside of animals. But apparently elderly, children, whoever, if they see a village, they're just gonna take anybody. But one of the big panels in the story was with the that's a good panel with the bear right there. So the art is good, the story is good. So if you're in need of something that's a good story with just sci-fi based, good comic action, definitely pick that up. The other book that I got was, I picked up an issue of Superman number 6. And I bought this because I like the cover, like the acetate thing going on with that. So I like that cover, so I got this one. And I haven't been reading this book, but the artist is Gleb Melkinoff. I hadn't heard of him, but his art seems like a cross between Frank Miller and Joe Mudiera to me, with something like this spread right here that we have. And this book has a backup few pages from the upcoming Justice League versus Godzilla, so I am excited about that. Coming out in October, so that should be cool, but we shall see. But this story is Lex Luthor is in the hospital for something. I guess he got stabbed and he was in prison from what I picked up. And he has a prisoner that's in a underground prison reinforced Supermax that he built. And Superman goes to see who's there because I guess Lex Luthor put him in charge of LexCorp. And it's now SuperCorp. So Superman lets this person out, lets him go free, which he shouldn't have. That's a little bit naive, not knowing why this person is in there in the first place. But he does, and now Superman, by the end of the story, ends up trapped in the person that's let go, which looks like Nicolas Cage. Superman is going to enact some revenge on Lex Luthor and Metropolis. So that's kind of where that story ends. The art in here it's good. The story is pretty good, so it makes me wonder more about this character and what comes next, which is important, I think, to keep readers interested. So the next comic that I'm going to review is Green Lantern War Journal, and this was pretty good. The cover doesn't look like the Jon Stewart that I guess that I'm used to from watching Justice League Unlimited and such, but I'll roll with it. And this comic starts out in outer space at a space station, which is cool. And then a Green Lantern ring shows up of a different shade. And this ring picks the female astronaut that's outside the space station. And it ends up killing her. And then we switch to Jon Stewart taking care of his mother, who seems to have dementia. So he's taking care of his mom, and we kind of find that out later. But then another Green Lantern shows up to take his ring from him. And one of the things I didn't like about this comic as far as the dialogue is concerned is Stewart talking to the Green Lantern about, if you knew the culture, you wouldn't put chains on me. And I'm just like, why would the alien know the culture, the Green Lantern? And it seems like if you're trying to restrain anybody, just like in the Superman comic that I just reviewed, where Superman was put in chains as well, why does it matter at all? Because if you're going to restrain somebody, you're going to use chains, you're going to use straps, or some kind of handcuffs or something like that. The X-Men have had that done to them many times, and there was never anything racial that was connotated by that. And by the end of the book, it switches back to outer space with another more human Green Lantern showing up that I don't know, Green Lantern Shepherd. And the villain is the Radiant Dead, which I don't know nothing about either. I did read Blackest Night back in the day. So they're the threat, and if they make it to Earth, that's going to be really bad for Earth if the Radiant Dead make it there. So I'll have to figure out more like who the Radiant Dead are, what their abilities are, and all of that. But this is a book that makes me want to know what happens next issue, unlike the Captain America book. But the one that I was most disappointed in from the week was Captain America #1. And I was excited about this because I read Straczynski was writing it, so I ended up buying like 2 copies. I bought the full version as well. But this is one that I wouldn't recommend. It's not a good comic. It starts out where you think that it's going to be Cap fighting a threat, but he never does. It goes back to his childhood or teenage times where he's on his own and trying to work hard to being able to afford an apartment and a place to live and all of that. And he convinces Tony Stark to buy his apartment building to save the tenants from being pushed out for a new development, and he makes it rent controlled, which is I don't think something Captain America would do. It's just not a good Captain America comic book or a good comic book in general. I might buy one more issue to see where the story goes, but the story doesn't go anywhere. Nothing happens in this book. It doesn't make you want to come back the next month and see what happens, like let's say Wolverine versus Predator does, or even the Superman. It doesn't leave any kind of mystery at all. So that would be a hard pass for me right now. Even as a Captain America fan, I was interested to see what he was going to do with this, but it seems like Marvel just doesn't want to put any writer on Captain America that actually loves the character and likes action and wants to do anything positive and fun with the character. So those are my reviews and picks from last week. So hope it helps. Let me know your comments on the books. Maybe you like the ones that I didn't, or vice versa. And I will talk to you next time.